In the spring of 2022, our first spring here on our homestead after we moved here in 2021, the first animals we decided to take on were our chickens. So you've seen the story where I explained the fixing of the garden shed into a chicken coop, and then later in that summer, later fall, we had to move them over into a bigger facility that they're in right now. So this coop we needed because we thought we would start off with 30 white layers, these longhorns that you see still in between here, and brown layers, and you can see those here as well. So as the years went on, they started laying eggs that fall of 2022, and for 2 years straight they laid eggs pretty well every day. So we ended up with like 60 eggs, 59, 57, 60, 61. We actually got extra chicks that also survived. So we kept on getting large amounts of eggs each and every day throughout the entire winter, the following summer, another winter and summer. And that's when they started to slowly die off. We had some deaths of white chickens, we had some deaths from the brown chickens, and so their numbers have been slowly declining. I think it was the summer of 2023 that we managed to have 2 brooding hens, and they were brown hens, and from that we were able to hatch 5 chicks. And so 5 chicks were added, and we were successful to get some laying hens from them. So since then, we've decided to get ourselves an incubator, which we started with in the spring of 2025. And so in February of 2025, I set up a batch that hatched on March 2nd. And so a batch hatched, and we had a few hens from those. Then the roosters decided that they should disturb the recording here. Where are you going, Brian? You have something to say? Share it for people on YouTube. Come on, bud. Don't be shy. But anyway, last year we used the incubator a few times, got some new chicks to replace some of the hens that were dying. We also lost our original rooster. We had a couple of meat birds. So we also had some meat birds that we kept. So overall, we are losing numbers each and every year, which is logical. Okay, let's try to finish the conversation we had earlier. So, to replace dying chickens, we are using the incubator. We're using the incubator to see if we can replenish some of the older hens. We do not believe in actually killing off and throwing these hens into the soup. So we just keep them and we just create new varieties, new hybrids, using the roosters that we have and the hens that are left behind. Now that our surviving longhorn and our brown layers are almost 4 years old, we still see them laying eggs. Of course, not as frequently as before. Like I mentioned, every day for almost 2 years they laid eggs. Now they actually do take their time to molt in the fall, early winter, and we do see some fertilized eggs. So the incubator hopefully is going to give us a few chicks that are descendants from our longhorns and brown layers. And the hope of that is that we can actually create the stronger genes from these chickens and add them to our future flock. Okay, once again, our turkeys, because that's what these roosters think they are, that they have to keep going at it, are disturbing our recording. After the commotion in our chicken coop, where especially our roosters, pretending to be turkeys, going awfully wild and crazy, disturbing our sound recording, we are now back in the tranquility of our home. And we are looking at 40 eggs in our incubator that should around March 3rd be hatching. And of course we hope for a good success. We have 40 eggs in here, so we're looking forward to getting at least maybe 5 to 10 chicks out of this. And like I'd mentioned in the earlier part of the video, that we're trying to replace some of our older hens, and those would be especially the white longhorns and our brown layers. That's the leftover bunch from our original 60 hens that we started off with, 61 hens. And so you can see we have white and brown eggs in here. The longhorns laying the white, the brown hens of course laying the brown eggs. But we have a few in there, and here is one that is a tinted white. It's not a full white, it's an off-white, and that is probably an egg from one of the hens that we hatched under our two brooding hens that we had. So we hope to see a new generation of chicks next week, and then we can grow our flock and replace the ones that are slowly dying off. Now, chickens in general, they used to live probably about 5 to 10 years, and not too many of them make it anymore these days. So we're wondering if the massive amount of genetic alterations that chickens have gone through, that maybe that's the cause why they are just laying, and then basically are just exhausted after 2 years of laying eggs every day. and that's why the weaker ones are dying off. So like we said, these hens that we have left over are almost 4 years old, and hopefully with their strength in genetic makeup of still being alive and still laying eggs, and hopefully resulting in some chicks, that the new hens that come from this batch and future batches that we're going to set up, I think I'm going to start the incubator once again next week and see if we can grow a new set 3 weeks after. So, but that's what we're looking at. So hopefully we can replenish our flock and get genetically stronger hens that will do better here on our homestead. So we thank you for joining us here on the farm, and we thank you for watching the video. And if you enjoy our content, feel free to like and give a comment, and of course subscribe to our channel. We would truly appreciate that. So thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Take care for now. Bye bye.